car shoppers often ask me which used car in a given price range or genre is the most reliable, and my answer is usually not a popular one. That answer is there is no such thing as the most reliable used car. Sure, used car shoppers want to know which model within the ballpark in which they're shopping is going to be the most dependable, the most likely to offer them the most fuss-free ownership experience, and require the least amount of their attention and energy to keep on the road, and especially which car will require the least amount of their dollars be spent on repairs and upkeep after their purchase. Fair enough, and it seems that most shoppers figure they'll be safe with a second-hand Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic. Maybe so, maybe no. See, there are a lot of things that affect a vehicle's long-term reliability, and the manufacturer of that vehicle is only one small part of the puzzle. Let me explain. First, hood emblems have almost nothing to do with reliability. One Honda Civic might be a fine used car that'll last a decade or more, with little more effort than tune-ups and oil changes. Another identical Civic with equal mileage may be a rolling pile of problems, and that's even if both of these cars were built one after the other in the same factory by the same people on the same day. How? Well, it all comes down to maintenance and care. This leads us to the second fact, which is that, in the long term, how the vehicle was maintained and serviced by past owners is a much better predictor of trouble-free operation and dependability than the fact that the vehicle is a Honda Civic. Let's switch things up and look at two Ford F-150 trucks as another example. Both are identical, same year, same mileage, same equipment, same engine. Both trucks were built in the same factory, on the same day, by the same people, and one immediately after the other. The first of these trucks was then owned by someone who precisely followed the maintenance schedule as outlined in the owner's manual to the letter. All fluid changes, inspections, and tune-ups were performed on time, and since it was at the dealer regularly, all software updates are up to date, and several problems got detected during regular servicing and were addressed before they got serious. The second F-150 was owned by a busy family who often stretched oil change intervals, failed to have the vehicle serviced regularly, and largely considered the maintenance schedule to be a loose suggestion rather than mandatory. So this particular truck is 20,000 kilometers overdue for spark plugs and a transmission fluid change, and it has an axle seal leak that nobody knows about yet, and it needs some software updates to fix a few niggling issues too. So which of these two identical trucks would you rather own? And here's the other thing to keep in mind, though the internet is practically flooded with so-called expert lists of vehicles that are the most or least reliable, few of those tell the entire story. In fact, many of them would give both of these two F-150 models the same exact reliability rating since they're both from the same model year. But the model year isn't what makes a vehicle reliable 5 or 10 years down the line. The maintenance and way it was cared for is. Some reliability rankings even dock points if owners report problems caused by their own failure to properly maintain the vehicle or to properly understand how it works. Translation, take those reliability ratings with a serious grain of salt. If you want the most reliable used car you can get, save your time reading countless internet lists and use that time to make arrangements for a pre-purchase inspection or PPI of a used vehicle you're considering by a technician. A professional who literally makes a living by finding and addressing problems with vehicles will assess that vehicle for you from bumper to bumper, roof to floor, finding potential problems. There is no better way to make sure that you're not buying a vehicle that's about to cost you a lot of money. That's one of the two best steps you can take towards buying a trouble-free used vehicle. The second is to obtain service records proving that none of the maintenance and inspection procedures outlined in the maintenance section of the owner's manual have ever been stretched or skipped. I wouldn't buy a used vehicle of any sort without full documentation proving that it's been properly and continually cared for, and neither should you. End of the day, if you want a reliable used car, think less about the badge on the hood and much more about the way it was cared for, and never underestimate the reduction in reliability that's possible on any used car when a previous owner fails to properly care for it. Finally, for full used car buyers' guides on virtually any used car you can think of, head to the used car review section over on autotrader.ca. I'll put a link in the description below, which will take you right to the largest collection of model-specific used car shopping advice on the entire internet. Thanks for watching.